Hello. It always says something's going on, an error occurred, but I think we're good. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Canada with Katie. Siggi will be here soon. So hopefully I get this done before then. But, I was in Norway for, I think it ended up being 15 or 16 days. And I've been a little down since I've been home. So I thought, this is probably a topic to tackle and we can talk about. So I'm going to roll the intro and then I'll be right back. Boom! Let's do this. Okay, hi. Does my hair look all right? Sometimes I like to wear this tartan type thing on my head because my hair is greasy. What are you gonna do about it? Anywho, I've got Sid Squatch here with me, and I took him with me, and I didn't take as many pictures as I should have, which is bizarre, isn't it? Like when you're there too. Okay, so today we're talking about feeling sad after a vacation, and maybe there's things you can do about it. I've already had a couple of comments. So when I put up the video, it's gonna go live. People comment, which is awesome, and I like the engagement. It's just weird though that StreamYard doesn't get rid of that video, so it'll just say this, click here to view the video or whatever. And so I usually delete that one, so I keep the regular one. But my friend Lainey had said she gets sad, and my new friend Red from Australia got to travel for 5 weeks. So I think Andy had commented on it too, and and Mona and I have talked about it. It's like we don't get enough vacation in the United States, and I think part of the issue is too people that are constantly putting pressure on you to go and do this. And I've talked about this a lot. We need more balance in our lives. We just really do. And then part of it is that there's just a big buildup. I kept the Norway thing up here since I'm still going to talk about being there. But you had this big buildup, and like we have it for games, like, oh, we're going to Pleasanton, and you practice and you do these things, and we're going to Norway, we're going to FIFA. It's this whole thing, and then you get there, and then it's not a letdown. It's amazing, but it's like when it's over, you feel so kind of empty, in a sense, because it's over and it's sad. Okay, so we got a comment. Oh, Ching! When you meet great people or see amazing sights, it's easy to feel that way. Thank you, Ching. Yes, it's so true. And you guys, I shared some of my stuff, and that's another reason why I shared the pictures from Norway while I was there. And I try to do stuff different on Facebook and Instagram both. And then stories I like to use because it makes it more interesting, I think, So so what is it? So I took some information from both of these sites. It was tripsavvy.com and then also this talkspace.com. But what is depression after you get home from travel? It's post-travel depression is a feeling of depression that hits you at the end of a trip. It's kind of exactly what it sounds like. It can happen a few days before you get home, right when you get home, or a few days later. And they talk about, or I read about, it could last up to a year. I mean, especially if you did like a year-long trip, would any of you do that? Would any of you like to travel for your job? So the thing was with me at FIFA, so I live alone, as you know, and I haven't put myself out there to date in years, really. And I don't, it is what it is. I don't know what my process is, but I think like, and being an ex-college athlete and being able to compete now at FIFA, it was like, and I said this, I think when I was there, when I did my live there, it's like an adult summer camp. It was awesome. And it was like dorms, and we all got together to eat, 3 meals. Oops, because they had it like that. It was just delicious. And so it's really nice to be among like-minded people and feeling like part of a community, So it's kind of like college, right? So that's something that you realize you don't miss. And then I have an office here, but it's not the same, and people aren't always there. And I don't know. It's just, I feel, when I come home, I just feel a little bit lost, a little bit unmotivated. It's kind of sad. Okay, so Jennifer says, I travel nationally for my job on call. If we don't have games in that area or athletes I can hang out with, then I hate it. Yes, and Jennifer, you have a really interesting thing. For those of you that don't know, I believe you're living in your, is it a fifth wheel? You and your husband are traveling everywhere. So I get it. I super miss Scotland. Yeah, and that's the place I need to go. This looks more like a Scottish tartan, doesn't it? So I need to go there. So Jennifer, it's interesting because I think people think, oh yeah, I could totally do this and travel around, but then I think you get really lonely too. I mean, fortunately, you have your husband there with you. Yes, I live in a fifth wheel. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to interview one of these days. Let's do that. That'll be interesting. You can show us around. Will the fifth wheel be in Pleasanton? Because maybe we could do a little Viking on the move there. So, okay. So we talked about what it is. So it can actually give you lots of symptoms, believe it or not, like loss of appetite, lack of motivation, lack of focus, which is, I wish I had the loss of appetite, but I have definitely the loss of motivation right now. So Ching says, so what was your favorite part of the trip? People, it seems. Yeah, you know what? I got to be honest. It was meeting the people, but also, and I drove by myself, but driving across Norway. So when I drove from Oslo to Bergen, or however it goes, Bergen's on the west side, it was 9 hours each way. And I do a lot of driving as a real estate agent, so I didn't mind it. And plus, it doesn't get dark until midnight, so I didn't even leave Oslo till like 4 or 4:30. I got to my halfway destination around 10, and then left the next morning. And it was just, I would come around corners and just use the F word and just pick up my phone and take pictures and videos, and it was just amazing. So Jennifer says it will be in Pleasanton. Okay, we're gonna do a little interview thing there. And then Mona says loss of appetite. I know, right? That would be a perk as far as I'm concerned anyway. So yeah, it's weird. So I felt like I was kind of alone. Mona went too, so we chatted a bit. And so a lot of us feel it whether we know it or not. So Donna Taylor says we lived in Scotland for a year and a half. We missed home and family so much, but we would also like to visit again. Well, okay, so if I'm just going to spread it out to something different. So as the next school teacher of 16 years, I think we should do year-round school. And then I think they should get paid enough to actually travel. Year-round school would be every 9 weeks, they'd have 2 weeks off. Christmas, they'd have 3 weeks. And then in the summer, they'd still have, I think, 4 or 5. So it would give you a lot of time to travel. And my new friend, Red, she just got to travel. She lives in Australia, and she was doing I shared her picking up the Dinny Stones, which I think she's only the 8th woman in the world to have ever done that. And she and her boyfriend traveled around for 5 weeks. So Ching asking me that question, what was my favorite part? People, yes. And that was the part I missed when I was in Bergen. So Bergen was really cool houses. I shared with you what they do when they do the construction and stuff. But there's certain elements to a trip, I think it's better to have someone with you. So starting out at FIFA and having that camaraderie and all of that community was amazing. Okay. So in all seriousness though, post-travel depression can seriously affect your mental well-being and last for as long as weeks or months. So I kind of talked about that a little bit. I loved sharing all the trip from Norway, and it adds you to my narrative. So instead of just waiting until you get home, like back in the old days, like if you guys ever watched Friends when Ross would like share his slides, instead of just waiting until you get back, it's really nice. This is the one thing I really like about being online and social media, YouTube and stuff. And so part of my thing is I've got all these videos and I need to put them together for Viking on the Move. I got some great videos. I'm going to do maybe short 3 to 5 minute things. And so I just need to do that. So I'm giving myself a little grace this week, and then I'm just going to get to it. So what are some ways that you can combat it? Here's some real simple ways. Clean your house before you go, because you come back and you feel really good when you get home. My sister was going to clean my house because I've helped her a lot with stuff, and then she couldn't get to it, but then she paid someone to clean it. And let me tell you, it was so nice coming home to a clean house. Set your work clothes out for when you return. That's kind of crazy. So this comes from the other one. So 1, keep busy during your final days of your travel. So like you can do tours, shopping for souvenirs, taking long walks, that kind of thing. Kind of keeps your mind on where you're at instead of having to go home, if that makes sense. Mona, that is one of those on here. Plan the next trip. So we've already been doing that because I want to go back to FIFA every year. So that is one of the ones on here. Take a day off the day after you get back, or come back a little early. So possibly plan coming back on a Friday if you go to work on Monday. I think, Mona, you did that, which is smart. When I got back, I was exhausted because I had another snafu. So I have more tips for you later. I had to stay in Iceland the night. Ooh, poor me, But I did get home a day later and I was exhausted. So 3, catch up with friends and family, get together, have coffee or whatnot. Some people are like, oh, I want to hear all about your trip. And I'm like, well, you pretty much saw it. Because I shared pictures and videos. And so Summer says, yep, I do that. Plan for the next trip. Yeah, I gotta see you in Pleasanton too, my friend. Okay, what was I on? What number was I on? Keep that excitement going. Take a class in your hometown, take some types of lesson or a dance class. This is really interesting because I just signed up with this group called Alignable. I don't know if it's going to be great or not, but it's like marketing kind of things, like what is it called? Networking. And there's a paint class thing tomorrow in Scottsdale from 7 to 9, which is like way later than I like to go out, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it anyway because I need to get out like that more a little bit. You know, I don't want to doing fun stuff, meeting some other possible like-minded people. I mean, I have a billion friends, but you know, I love talking to people. All right, so start exploring where you live. I'm going to start doing this with Viking on the Move. So monuments, cool history stuff, do some hikes, interview some people. It's going to be fun. So I feel I need your support in telling me I'm not a total loser for not starting the Viking on the Move yet. Like, it was hard to do and edit while I was there just because I was just busy doing stuff. And I'm going to do it. And I've shared some shorts. And now I'll get back to that in a minute too. Oh, okay. Share photos with friends. That was my purpose, like I said, to keep it more interesting when I was on my road trip or plane trip. If you keep a journal of your travels, reread it, maybe start a blog or a YouTube channel. Well, that's a great idea. All right. Find a place for souvenirs if you bought any. Maybe you have a separate place in your house that you put them, or you have like a man cave or what is it called? She shed. Start planning your next trip. Mona, see? I've already done this. Being in Norway was so incredibly beautiful. And the FIFA Power Week was like summer camp for adults. So I didn't realize I had typed that in there. So yeah, I'm already planning for next year. And it's right before Worlds. So Worlds is in the Netherlands. So we can go straight from Norway to the Netherlands. And then Kiki can meet a whole bunch of new people if they decide to do that. So Ching says, do it here for Better Videos series. Oh, I did a little bit. So yeah, good idea, Ching. Maybe I'll put a little thing together for my next one and show you all this stuff. I did show some on the one that I was in Norway. So there's a fine line between posting everything as it's happening and experiencing things as they happen. Yeah, so that's why I didn't have as many. Like I got back and I thought, oh, I didn't post all the time. You know what I mean? So, and as a real estate agent, I always have that pressure with business stuff. Like, you got to post. And I was like, sometimes I just don't want to, right? So I like having all of them. Ching, that's a good idea. Just putting them all together and show them like a slideshow. But I did. So go back 3 weeks. I was supposed to do this last week and I flubbed it. So I'll be back in 2 weeks. But go back and look because I did share some on there and how beautiful it was. Okay. 10, start taking care of yourself. Maybe you ate a lot of junk food on your trip or you didn't stick to your normal workout routine. Go to a gym, a spa. Oops, sorry. Go to sleep early. Sometimes that's hard for me. Sometimes I'll fall asleep early, but I wake up, you know? So that's a lot of people. So like a couple of times I've been up since like 2. But lately I've been sleeping a little better. So I was going to say something about this. Oh, start taking care. So the week I got back, I was getting up early and I was walking for an hour. I wanted to get at least 10,000 steps in a day and I was feeling pretty good. And then it just hit me. So I just don't know when it hits. It just can, you know? Oh, wait. Mona says, Jennifer Taylor, yes. And I ate better there. Yeah, I know. We actually did because there was such well-rounded food and meat and cheese and vegetables, lots of protein. It was amazing. Okay, so a couple more. Oh, nope. Start taking care of yourself. And the last one is help out other travelers. Pay it forward. I'm doing this with the tips I shared, and I have a few more. So as you know, those of you that saw when I posted and I'm glad I did too, because I got some help from people from far away. My friend from Denmark called me. I think I told you that. And he was like, oh yeah, you're going to be fine. No one's going to rob you. No one's going to shoot you. I was like, no, I'm not worried about that. It's just everything's in Norwegian. I don't know what to do. There's no spare tire, you know, that kind of thing. But help out other people and it'll make you feel good. And then it gives you, I guess, I don't know, karma for when you go. I mean, if I hadn't met that guy on the train, because Mona had bought the tickets and they were sitting next to each other in these nice comfy seats. And then I had to sit in this group of 4 people. I was one of the 4. There was a table, there was 2 people, and there was me here and then another person. So I was talking to the guy across from me. But that ended up being amazing. And so I love talking to people anyway, as you guys know. Okay, got some final thoughts for you. Oh, we got another comment on here. Ching! Good you didn't stream all the time. Psychologists prove that the more you video, take pics, etc., the less memories or accuracy of your memories. Yeah. Yeah. So I got a lot of cool stuff, actually, and not too much. That really will, I think, put it together really well. I'll show the little links. It's not going to be like huge. Like I said, 3 to 5 minutes at a time, maybe. Okay, final thoughts. Know that you're not alone, even if you live alone. Okay. There is professional help if you need it. And try the tips I shared. Be easy on yourself. Sometimes we just need a little downtime to get us back on track. Okay. So hey, I've been going 15 minutes about, so I'm gonna end it unless somebody wants to say something. You know what Sit Squatch says? And I really want to get back to sharing more from him too, because it's such a blast and everybody loves him. So he's a little positive force out there, and I needed to take selfies with him everywhere. So the journey begins with you. So be good to yourself. And you know what I say? Peace and love, everybody. Siggy's going to be here soon. She's hanging out with me for a couple hours, so we're going to have some fun. So thanks for letting me jump on earlier than normal, just like last time. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, okay? Boom.